Um, my name is Farogh Dovlatshahi, and my wife, Jean Harrington, sitting here. We want to report something that we've already reported to the police. This problem that's been going on for some months now, since July last year, 2012, where now it's, what's today, is the 5th of April 2013. And just to get the time right, it's 10 past 9 in the evening. We're in Venice, California. This phenomenon of hearing extremely high frequency noise that is sort of turned on at some stage, and it's excruciatingly painful. And I experienced it. I give it a number, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, which is what it is now. 9 out of 10 is what I'm feeling. Earlier today, my wife was feeling it as maybe she was exaggerating the intensity of it to say that it was more than 10 out of 10. And it's a problem that we have reported to human rights organizations, including Amnesty International, on a fairly regular basis, and also sent their details to the police chief, our local police chief, Captain John Peters, and to his lead officer, Christian Delatorre, at the Pacific Station in West Los Angeles, or Venice Marina area of Southern California. Jane, could you describe your feeling, perhaps in as close a term to mine as you can, possibly?
It's pretty much the same as what you had said, and it seemed to begin for both of us at the same time, very suddenly, from not having it at all to both of us having it, and it also coincided with some other events in our neighborhood. So that's why we don't think it's something originating within our bodies, or having to do with our own physiology.
Because we both also feel it at the same time, and we give it the same number.
Right. And in certain parts of our apartment, it's less than in others. So we think it's being generated from outside of our home.
Yes, and there is, we are approaching it with a great deal of sensibility and rationality, if you like, but it's there as a phenomenon. There all kinds of literature exists and on the internet about this sort of thing. It does seem to be some kind of device which is directed at us, and it's consistent with everything else that's been going on around here of harassment, torment, and crashing into our cars, and large group of people, in fact led by a local person who's an informant for local agencies of enforcement or investigation, but it is a group that's gone totally wild, and it is their intention to inflict pain, to break, to steal, to harass in every possible way they can. We've informed the police, must be over large numbers of time we've met with them, and this is clearly a problem that a police force as large as Los Angeles Police Department, 10, 15,000 employees, officers, and one of the most expensive, best trained police forces and most best equipped technologically in world history, probably. And this problem continues, so we shall be making reports about it in this kind of video way about what's going on, and we hope that the Justice Department will take some action to stop this. because the story of America is to live in liberty. It doesn't mean being tortured, and what's happening to us is in fact torture. It's been going on for quite a long time, now 3.5 years plus, and in a different form for about a decade. We don't know the origins of this, but clearly comes from a lack of recognition about us, what's going on, and a lack of recognition about the meaning of America and meaning of citizenship. So on, John Kerry said in a recent speech at a university on the East Coast that citizenship was or citizen was the most important word in the American lexicon, and I believe it is, obviously. But this stuff is going on, and there doesn't seem to be an end to it. And it's just a circle. You know, we go to the police, you know, is not able...
The police do not take a report.
Yes, they don't take a report.
As if they are, but then when we check later, there are no reports.
Yeah.
And nothing happens, nothing gets taken care of. So we've gone on to other measures and other ways of trying to solve this problem that are legal ways, but it feels very frustrating that there is so little support for the average citizen to take care of problems that we consider at this point to be hate crimes and crimes against us as just ordinary citizens who are just, for myself, after teaching for 40 years, me retiring a few years ago to try to help to take care of my mother who's in her 90s, and my husband and I doing that for a period of time, 6 months, and then wanting to return to that, but then realizing that we can't leave our home because, and we haven't actually done that for over a year. We never go out together any longer because our home is vandalized, it's broken into, things are taken that are only important to us, like my husband's reading glasses that he needs for his work, things like that. So to me, it feels very un-American, whatever it is that's happening to us, and I don't understand why there is no response to it, why there is no investigation of it, and why it just goes on and on and on. And as my husband said, part of it has been going on for over a decade. So it's really not something that can continue. We are going to find a way, one way or the other, to stop it.
And the point about this, which is in what she was saying, and I'm sort of pointing it up, is that there's a kind of a stranglehold that's going on here, that the harassment and torment continues chaotically but in an organized way by a group of people. And then when we complain, nothing is done about it. We complain to the police, nothing is done about it. We complain to the FBI about law enforcement not doing anything about it. And we've written to the Attorney General, and nothing is being done about it. So the harassment and torment keeps going on. It's a kind of gradual process of assassination, really, what's going on, because the end result is death. You know, that's really what's going on here. And the skill with which this is being done leads me to believe that this is something they've done before, and I dread to think how many people were caught up in what we are caught up in. It is nothing but malice. There's absolutely no basis in it why they should be doing this. But we shall obviously be pursuing this in our democracy. We hope that we'll be able to rebalance our notions of what we think this country is, because the experience that we are having of it is of total chaos, absolutely brutal. And here we are, and a couple, we are in our 60s, having to go through this, and with all the taxes that are paid and the massive pensions that are being drawn, you would think that this very small problem would have been solved. It is not being solved. I think that's all we want to say for the time being, don't you?